Good morning, YTPC. Piping artist Steph here, and smoking my Rat Rays Marlin. I love this pipe. It's got a really deep bowl, and you can pack it full of tobacco and sit and enjoy the weather. And you guys see I'm wearing one of the hats that I made. I don't know if you guys watch Garbage Man Piper, Mel Harris, but I also make the hats with the beards. But this is my fall Christmas hat, so I thought I'd sport it today. I need to invest in some more jars because I still have several baggies of tobacco that have been gifted to us. And this is Boswell's Christmas cookie. I thought it was cupcake when I grabbed it, but it's Christmas cookie. Not quite as sweet. Good morning, Sun Arrow. How are you, honey? How's your mom doing? I saw some of the videos that you put up. Sun Arrow 86 just joined. I saw some of the videos of you and your girlfriend. They're super cute. So my coffee's starting to get a little bit cold. I heated it up, but smoking Christmas cookie. It's not as sweet as Boswell's cupcake. I don't think I packed it enough for it to stay lit. A little bit of cream and sugar in my coffee this morning. You can see I'm not painting today. Sorry about your mom's back. I hope she starts to feel better, and I can't wait for your painting of a waterfall. I love waterfall paintings. This is kind of an impromptu VR to the Bearded Welshman. Well, and to all of the YTPC members, really. If you guys notice, Skip's not with me. He's working. He's got a couple of weeks of long work. Oh, you're back. Oh no. Sun Arrow 80. Sun Arrow. He hurt his back. He says, "I'm sorry. I hope your back feels better." I thought you said your mom's back was hurting. Anyways, I don't tend to watch the news on regular television or cable. I watch news on YouTube. It seems to me to be a little bit less commentary and a little bit more reporting about what's really going on. Let me get my pipe lit and going, and then I'll chit-chat some more. The Bearded Welshman, this morning I saw a video from him that was, I'll put a link in the basement to that video, but it was entitled, "Love is not just a word, it's an action." And it got me to thinking, because I woke up this morning and I guess you could say, some messages. The messages were from other YTPC members, just one in particular. I think it was the Ohio Piper that put it there, but I'm not exactly sure who posted it, but I totally agree. The message was, you know, how amazing the YTPC is and the members. And sometimes when I get down or things are really negative or things are on the news or negative, I tend to watch the YTPC members' videos. And even if it's just about tobacco and about pipes or cleaning pipes or just everyday things going on with them, I find a lot of the YTPC members are a lot more contemplative and sit and talk about very positive things. And so after that message, I watched the Bearded Welshman's video on about love, and I thought maybe I should hop on and do a little VR. Because I think he's absolutely right. Yes, I've noticed several make their videos about almost everything, not just tobacco. Like for me, it's sometimes my painting, sometimes talking. I love your randomness videos, Sunarrow. The ones with you and your girlfriend dancing the other day, oh, that was hilarious. She looked annoyed at you first, and then she joined in, so it was kind of cool. Thank you. Thank you for saying my art is awesome. I don't feel like it is. I feel like I'm still a learner. I'm probably going to be learning for the rest of my life. Which brings me to some of the things that the Bearded Welshman said. He said, love is selfless. And that when you're listening to your friends, you should really hear them, not just listen and think about the things you're going to reply and say, which I catch myself doing all the time. But I have some amazing friends. Some of them are phenomenal listeners, some of them are really good talkers, and I hope I fall somewhere just in the middle, to where I do my fair share of listening, but I do my fair share of talking as well. But if I don't have anything encouraging to say, I'll just listen, because I don't sometimes know what to say. Selfless love. Sometimes I feel like I'm not selfless enough. Like, for instance, in my career, I've chose teaching, education, and for years I thought, you know, it's all about the kids, it's all about the kids. And it is. Teaching is about the kids. You want them to learn the content of whatever subject you're teaching, but you also kind of want to give them some pointers for things to do for themselves, things to be open about, and to always do their own research and not just believe what they're told, and that they are somebody. And that's one of the reasons I started teaching, is because I had some teachers in high school that were very selfless and very loving towards students. I like your videos. They're fun and they're encouraging. And I think everybody in the YTPC is so diverse, but also very kind. The majority of them, the ones that I've seen, the ones that I've communicated with, they've all been pretty awesome and open. And what I've come to realize, though, about being selfless is that sometimes you can lose yourself in that. And I want to shout out to all the teachers in public school and private schools, all the ones who have to deal with mass amounts of students, with parents, with administrators. I want to shout out to the teachers, to the administrators, to the parents, and to the students, because that's a hard thing to do. You have to really filter yourself as a teacher especially in the public school system, you can't be yourself. You can't make jokes about much, because even as an adult, I remember what it was like to be a kid, and that's how I connect with these students. And I'm not stuffy. I don't really care about whether they're, you know, out of dress code or. Hmm. I don't have I don't care if the students in the back, need to stand up because they've been sitting all day. I don't mind playing music. I don't mind chit-chatting about reality after I've, given the lesson and they're working on whatever they're working on. I don't mind the kids chit-chatting. I don't mind them asking me questions, and I'm pretty much an open book. I don't hide who I really am. Well, some of the kids found my Instagram and my YouTube channel. And so I made some jokes about, well, when they were, I've been able to drink alcohol, because sometimes I drink whiskey on my channel. You guys who've seen me see that. This is coffee. It's way too early, and it's also Sunday, so sometimes in the afternoon I might have a drink, but I don't drink to and black out. I don't drink to get drunk. I like the taste of whiskey. I like dark beers. Guinness is my favorite beer. I like oatmeal stouts. They're really tasty, but I think because they've kind of got that coffee taste, and I love coffee. But anyways, I was making some jokes, and the kids and I laughed. Well, it got to someone else in the district who called the principal, and I got a talking to about not talking about those kind of things in the classroom. Like, these kids don't cuss, don't go out on the weekends and drink, don't go out on the weekends, and from some of the things they've said, and they're high schoolers. A lot of them, hi Pipes, etc. How are you? Um, so, anyways, the students that I teach are high school students. Sophomores, juniors, seniors. It's not like these kids don't do things. And it's not like I was promoting smoking tobacco or alcohol to the kids. I'm glad things are well with you. Things are a little chilly here, but I'm a Houstonite. I'm a Texan. Grew up primarily in El Paso, so I'm not used to cold. Um, oh, you're up in Fort Worth. That's right. Yeah, here it's like in the 40s. So has anyone else got a pipe lit this morning? And if so, what are you guys smoking? There we go. Yeah, when I hear that crackle, I know that it's actually lit, and I'm probably not gonna have to light it again. Yay, my pipe is going. Well, the bearded Welshman was talking about how sometimes you lose friendships in your youth, or even as an adult, because maybe we're all you're gonna be. You know what? I haven't even tried Blood Red Moon. I've seen lots of people smoking it, and I want to try it, but I have too many tobaccos right now. Okay, not too many. You can never have too many. But I have quite a few that I still haven't opened, so I'm going to wait to purchase any more. Especially with Christmas coming up, I'm going to focus more on getting things for the kids. But love, it's not just a word. It's selfless, not just in your job, whether it's teaching or whatever it is. Um, oh, you don't need to do that, hun, but I will email you. I will message you my email. Um, Selfless love also with your friends. That means listening, not just listening but hearing what they're saying and not coming up with a response before they're finished. And I've been guilty of that. What I have found is that as I've gotten older, um, I look for that in my friends as well. I look for someone who is going to talk to me, but also listen and actually hear me. I've had people in my past, even my recent past, hear things that I was saying, but not listen, not or listen and not hear, not really. Why the Chiefs hoodie? Oh, I'm not from Kansas City and I'm not really into sports, but this is Skip's and it smells like him. And he's he's out on a job right now, so I kind of missing him. And so I'm wearing his hoodie. And I don't have a hoodie. I have a bunch of sweaters because I wear a lot of, kind of business like attire for working, even when I work here at home with my homeschool kids. So it's Skips. And I have been watching baseball with him, and I know about sports, and I watched sports growing up, but I definitely am not a Cowboys fan. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Don't be mad. But my dad and my grandpa were big Cowboys fans and shoved it down my throat. I had hoodies and blankets and beach towels and um, okay, good. You're not you're not a Cowboys fan either, but I had everything: Christmas ornaments, pillowcases, sheets. You're a Saints fan, nice. When I did watch football back in college, I was also a Saints fan. I'm smoking Boswell's Christmas cookie. Hi, Ryan S. Everything is good. I'm smoking my Rat's Rays Marlin, and I'm smoking Boswell's Christmas cookie. Um, those of you who know me, I love aromatic tobaccos, and I'm really, um, I know it's not Christmas yet, but I have so many tobaccos I haven't opened, but because of the chill in the air, I kind of thought, ooh, I'm gonna wear my fall Christmas hat that I made, and I'm gonna smoke some Boswell's Christmas cupcake, or Boswell's cupcake, and I didn't, and I grabbed Christmas cookie, and both of those kind of remind me of Christmas. So, and an update on the Peaches 13, you guys. You're a Chicago's fan, and you're Savinelli. You've got some Christmas cheer in it. See, it's the time of year. It's the cold in the air makes us want to smoke some wintry tobaccos. I haven't gotten any Thanksgiving blend. I should probably get some. Like I was saying earlier, I've gotten so many tobaccos from so many people. The YTPC is just such an amazing, generous group of people. And we have a local cigar roller that we buy cigars from. And I tend to send those out to everybody. And gosh, people who win stuff for me or trade stuff with me or order paintings from me are some of the most patient people. And I think maybe because they're all YTBC members. But you guys are all such patient people because sometimes I send a bunch of stuff out and then one of the packages gets left in the car and then I'm like, I didn't send this one. So I haven't sent LaDon's mop from my birthday winnings, which was, it was a month ago that he won. And about 2 weeks ago, I sent off a bunch of packages. So, oh, that is frustrating. So Ryan says that he's tried to order some and it won't, for some reason there's an error when he goes to check out. Some of the Thanksgiving blend. Yeah, it might have been sold out, Ryan. The pipe said it goes fast. It could have been sold out, especially with Thanksgiving right around the corner. Um, the bearded Welshman was talking, I think in his video from last night, about love not being just a word but also an action. Do you guys have any takes on that, or about how that is really um, amplified and shown. The love is actually very active in the YTPC, because I see people helping each other out. I see people, sending love, sharing tobacco. An old friend of mine to smoke. Who would be the old friend of mine? Wait, are the Peaches gonna go over? Are you in England right now? Oh, you're in Kentucky. Okay. Okay, so the Bearded Welshman's coffee, it was like after dinner coffee in a pipe, and it was called. I'm gonna when I finally post this, I'll go ahead and put it in the comments. A link to his video, and it was love is not just a word; it's an action. And he was talking about how even as an adult, sometimes we forget to listen and really hear what our friends or family are telling us, and we come up with the comment, we're thinking about what we're going to say next as opposed to listening, and that's difficult. And then selflessly giving of yourself in your career and your job, turning the other cheek when people he does have a lot of videos. I catch a few here and there, and I don't feel guilty for not watching multiple videos from each member, because somebody, I think Derek Tant once told me, he goes, there's so many members, you watch what you can, and appreciate the people that you can, and if there's someone you're missing that you haven't seen in a while. He does have a nice channel. Brian, thanks for saying that. But I met with Derek Tant when I first became a YTPC member, because we were in the same town, a small town out in West Texas. And he said, one thing you need to remember is not to try and overdo it. Don't try to see everybody's videos. You get in the videos that you can. Watch some newbies, watch some ones who've been around a while, and if you're missing a friend that you hadn't seen in a while, go look up their channel, see if they've posted anything. But don't get overwhelmed, and don't feel bad for not watching all of everybody's channel, because there are so many of us and in this community that it's kind of difficult to get to everybody's videos. But I have to say that when I'm in a bad mood or I'm sad, a couple of things that turn my day around is when Skip and I sit out here and have a pipe and just chit chat. My children, of course, even my stepson, I mean, just them having an amazing conversation with us, coming out here, whether it's hot or cold, and hanging out with us, going in the garage and playing ping pong or darts with them, sitting around the living room and chatting and laughing with them, that really cheers me up. And then if they're all doing their own thing and I don't want to, put my negativity out on them, I'll go and I'll watch some of the YTPC members that I haven't seen in a while. And it really cheers me up, because I see that love that the community has, and that a lot of, even though we're all so different and we're in different places, and we have one thing in common, that we share the love of tobacco. And most of them are deep thinkers. Most of you guys are deep thinkers, and I so appreciate that. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just goofy, fun people, and it's kind of cool. I haven't seen Sergeant Savinelli in a while. Have you guys seen him? I need to look him up. That's one guy who cracks me up, and I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, Pipes. I forget everybody's first names, so when I see, because there's so many of us, so unless I'm watching their video or I'm commenting directly to them, when your YouTube tag name, Jeffrey. Okay, Jeff. Jeffrey, yeah, a lot of people do have just rambles. I think sometimes I just ramble. I prefer to just paint. Have a pipe, a tiny, you're awesome too, Sun Arrows. You have a good one. Go enjoy your breakfast. We'll see you soon. But I find that sometimes when I chat, I'm a little long-winded. and I don't feel like I'm having a two-way conversation. I want to be able to do the videos where, somebody else chimes in, but I don't have a big enough setup. However, I'm selling Tupperware now, so I'm no longer going to teach. That's another thing I was going to get to in this, that I've taught on Native American reservations. My grandmother and my grandfather were Navajo. Um, my mother was Irish. That's why I look so white. But my grandparents are Navajo and Spaniard, and a few other things as well. But my mom's side is Irish, so I thought it was part of my duty to go and work on a reservation. So I did. I worked not on a Navajo. I worked on an Apache reservation in northern New Mexico, which was phenomenal, and I still am in contact with many people from there. Um, I've taught in little towns that really needed teachers, where there was really bad gang problems. I've taught in towns where there's, a lot of the kids have parents in prison or out in the oil field, and then one in prison and one in the oil field, so they're not with their parents. Oh, my nose is starting to run. But I've taught in several different communities where I felt like that's where I was needed. And the community here, the kids are brilliant. They're so amazing. They're so fun. But I feel like I've done my duty. I said duty. um, I've done my time as a public school teacher, and I'm really not willing to or able to put that filter back on to where I don't joke with the kids, or get in trouble, because I've gotten in trouble already this last week, and I'm not even signed with the contract yet. The contract wouldn't be till January. So I think I'm going to completely leave the public school system and just do my homeschool art, because it really made me happy, and I'm going to sell Tupperware. So if anybody wants to sell Tupperware with me, if you sell a certain price point, you get a free car for 2 years, and then if you stay at that price point every year, then every 2 years they replace your car with a brand new car. I don't know if you guys are seeing Ryan's comments or anybody else's comments, but Ryan just said that, he was completely changed by being a parent, and he influences others. And that's awesome. I find that in my teaching homeschool, those kids and those parents really, because I have a lot of connection. E-commerce. You know what, Jeffrey, you're going to have to tell me more about that, because I'd like to know about starting your own business online. That would be really interesting. Maybe you should make a video about that and let us know what you do. I'm interested. I'm really interested. But I'm going to do something tried and trusted. Tupperware, and I love Tupperware. Anyone who knows me knows that, like, I try to throw a Tupperware party at least twice a year, but I don't sell it myself. And it's like lifetime guarantee. I've had pieces from the 70s break, and they'll replace it with the same style. It might be a newer color. Obviously, it's not going to be orange or green like the 70s, but they replace it with an exact duplicate, modern, newer duplicate of it. Lifetime guarantee. Tupperware is phenomenal. Computers. I'm not very computer savvy when it comes to fixing it and stuff. My stepson is. He's phenomenal. He can take a computer apart and get parts off of another computer and put it all back together and make it work. And I have no clue. I can take a Volkswagen engine apart. Well, old Volkswagen engines, VW buses, and anything pre 90s. I can take apart and put back together. I pretty much know how a combustion engine works and how to work on those. I've helped drop the tranny on a Corvette once. No, and it was a Camaro, not a Corvette. It was a Camaro. And that was the heaviest thing I've ever worked on, but that's not a computer. I'm not going to smoke cigars. I'm going to load my pipe with some more Boswell's Christmas cookie, and I'm going to continue just to smoke the pipe this morning. I'm already at 30 minutes. I'm wondering if I should go ahead and just log off today. Also, you guys, if anybody needs any hats, I make hats as well. I make gloves. I make blankets, but the blankets take a lot longer. A lot longer. So let me know. Manzanita65 says it's very sexy to smoke a cigar. Well, I'm not really on. I love the head-to-head blend battles. I found a few good blends. Okay, well, hi, Duke City Piper. Good morning. How are you? I gotta say, you guys are phenomenal. I love the YTPC so much because I know I've seen some of, Gentleman's Corner or, rules of Pipe Club. No gals allowed. And even though it's funny, I still think that a lot of people think that, well, get some coffee. I'd make you some. I have a pour over coffee and I have a French press. We don't have a coffee maker. We don't have like an actual coffee maker. And I even cheat. And on mornings we're in a rush. We'll do instant coffee. Shh, don't tell anyone. I worked at an independent coffee shop all through college and a liquor store. I had to work in two jobs to make it work. But so I know that my my old boss would have been mortified if he ever knew that I used instant coffee. But I do have a pour over and I do have a French press, and I absolutely love both of them. And on weekends, I can sit and actually, heat up my water. Hey, Pipe and Cigar Theory. So, anyways, I was going to also talk about family. Normal. What's normal for a family? My ex, my kid's dad, he and I have a very cordial relationship. If the kids need something extra that child support doesn't cover, he helps out. He's very kind to my current husband. He'll communicate with both of us. I mean, if the kids are with him or if the kids are with us and something's going on. So is that normal? Because I would assume that would be normal. My kids, the three that are at home, my stepson and my two children, they all get along and consider each other siblings. So, and then we have one that's no longer in the house. I think it's become normal to have step families and blended families. And I love seeing blended families be able to work together and work with the parents that are and co-parent. And sometimes that doesn't happen, and that's sad. And because it's about the kids, it's not about me. It's not about my husband. It's about the kids. It's about all of us being able to be working together. So what does everybody have in their pipes this morning? I'm going to finish off my last bit of coffee. I think it's cold. It's getting cold, but it's still very yummy. So what does everybody else have in their pipes this morning? I'm smoking Boswell's Christmas cookie. If I can get it to crackle and stay lit. I talk too much, so it goes out. It can be very, very, very hard to co-parent sometimes. You're absolutely right. I didn't see who wrote that. I was trying to read it before it went off my screen. But co-parenting should be, you don't blame each other for whatever happened between you guys. You know, regardless of whose fault it was or what happened. You're not together anymore. The kids are still in need of both parents. If both parents can get along with everyone, and that's the whole point. Um, I hope that my kids eventually. Nice. Mended and blended families. Oh, I'm really liking my hair. Oh, my hat. I've got to tell you guys, I'm actually really enjoying getting older. I have this streak of white hair. I've got to show you guys. I've got this streak of white hairs coming out, and I'm really liking it. It's like a guy whose beard is starting to grow out and it's growing out white, you know? Why can't women do that? I think it's awesome. My whites are coming in nice and silvery and one little streak on each side, and if I had a beard, I would totally let it grow out and be white. But I don't have a beard, obviously. I have a problem growing one. That department. Thank you. The children are always most important, and and gray hair. Gray hair is important. I think we live in a society where people idolize their youth, but we don't give enough credit to our older folks. I think some of the older folks in the YTPC, even Cobbett of the Shire, uh, Beard, those two gentlemen, I love watching their stuff, and they're just, I mean, even when they're just, rambling or talking about music, some of their stories too, they're, there's so much more life that they've lived than me. And so to watch them is just, I don't know. I've also got to say, smoking a pipe reminds me of, oh, God, mine are starting to. Getting out of bed is rough. Hi, Bearded Welshman. I was just talking about your video about love. The love video you put up, your coffee talk, after dinner coffee and pipe, about love not being a word, being an action. Thank you for that video. That kind of made my morning. So, which is why I hopped on here to do this video. Um, you might have to go back and watch what I already talked about because I don't want to repeat everything, but it's good to see you too. Welcome, welcome. Um, Everybody say hi to each other. If you guys aren't subscribed to each other, you guys should subscribe to each other. I know most of you guys probably are, but John, we were talking earlier about you have a lot of videos, and sometimes it's hard to keep up with everybody's videos all at once, or all the people that we're subscribed to each other. But it's nice to be able to stop in and see each other's stuff once in a while. So I appreciate all of you guys' videos. And if I don't comment on your video, usually I'll just give a thumbs up if I'm super busy or if I'm hopping from video to video. But I try to comment so you guys know that you are appreciated. But as I was saying, smoking a pipe reminds me of the elders on the native tribes where I've visited and where I've worked. They take a lot of stops when they're speaking. They pause and think about things. And a lot of the youth these days, if there's a pause, they jump it and they start talking right away. Kind of something that John was talking about with the listening but not really hearing and thinking about what you're going to say before they're even done talking. Um, Smoking a pipe kind of gives you that same contemplative pauses. And I always found that speaking with some of the native elders on the Navajo res and on the Apache res that I've been to in my life, they would pause to think about something before they continued to speak. And the youth would jump in and start talking. And hello, ex Gallup. Um, and the elders hadn't quite finished what they were saying. They were still in thought, very contemplative. And I think when I watch, especially the older gentlemen in the YTPC and some of the older ladies, they stop um, and think and take a couple puffs. And they, that reminds me a lot of the native elders I've spoken to. And I don't want to like jump in when people pause. Sometimes I do because, we're all human. And sometimes I do just jump in and say something during a pause, but I don't mean to. I want to hear the rest of their thought. And if they haven't finished, yeah, they contemplate their next thought. Absolutely, Jeffrey. It's nice. It's nice to see that amongst the other pipers, because it reminds me of things that I saw in my childhood and in my 20s and 30s when I was on these reservations. So it's nice to sit and think and be able to. They're Hawaii's Spoonie tribe. Yeah, natives tend to adopt each other and adopt you. So looking as white as I look, the Apache kids had a really hard time at first with me. I had to actually get my census number from the Navajo tribe to show to them because they didn't believe I was native because I look so white. But my mom is Irish and my dad is, his parents are native and Spaniard and a few other things. And my aunt, my dad's sister, married a black man, an African American man, and they don't call him an African American man. He's, my family has never been one to do political correctness, but all my cousins are black. So um, growing up, a lot of people would tell my cousins, "Why do you have this white girl hanging out with us? Why are you bringing her to the clubs with you?" And I'm like, "We're cousins. Their mom and my dad are brother and sister." But my dad fell in love with an Irish woman. She's mostly Irish. We might have some other things mixed in, but definitely Irish on my mom's side. Which is where I get my appreciation, I think, of stout beers and sipping on whiskey. Anglo-Saxon. So I don't understand. Anglo-Saxon, is that European, all of Europe, or is that just British Isles, or is that also includes Spain? I don't really understand what exactly heritage Anglo-Saxon includes. I know I look Caucasian, but I'm a mutt. I'm a true blue American mutt. I had someone um, not too long ago get in my face about white privilege and how I've probably had it easy, and my jaw almost hit the ground. It was like, my family didn't have it easy. My dad's parents lived on the reservation until my grandfather joined the army. The only reason my dad and my aunts didn't live on the reservation is because my grandfather was stationed all over the world. And I never took any of tribal money for college. That's why I'm in debt, because I felt like I shouldn't, even though it was offered to me and I had several letters given to me. And when I was doing financial aid grants and whatnot, it was offered to me several times. Okay. So a wide mix of European would be considered Anglo-Saxon. South American countries, you named them as part of your heritage. Would that be because England and Wales, Saxon, German, French, Belgian? Okay. Um, okay, I get that. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff, for telling me Anglo-Saxon. And Ryan, that's funny. Your dad's side of the family got around. Duke City Piper, pure mutt there. Well, that's okay. I mean, we're a melting pot here in the U.S. We should be not dividing ourselves, but appreciating the differences and appreciating all of our mixtures. I think. I enjoyed growing up in El Paso. I enjoyed the mix of culture. Before that, there were Celts. Yeah, I just watched a documentary on Celts and the Romans, like the Romans going after the Celts and the fighting and everything. I love to see that. I love when I'm on someone else's live chat and there's people I haven't subscribed to, or they haven't subscribed to me, and I love seeing that, people back and forth, that camaraderie because of tobacco. Oh, and I was discussing in one of my other videos, as well as with some of my students, how some of the tobacco farms here in the USA that have gone under are being utilized as organic fruit and vegetable farms, because they can use the land a lot quicker than a normal farm that might have gone under and someone else takes it over and tries to organic farm on it. Because tobacco farmers were some of the first organic farmers. They would use beneficial insects, so they used a lot of entomology. And we do need to support one another, and I love that. Thank you. But tobacco farmers in the US would use things like beers and natural herbs and spices to keep insects off their plants, and other beneficial insects to keep the insects that ate their tobacco leaves off their plants. So they were some of the first organic farmers. So the soil from these tobacco farms that have gone under is clean. It's so clean. Anglo-Saxon written in Chinese. That is so awesome. I don't know any Chinese characters, but I know some Japanese. My son's taking Japanese, and I have a lady. That's true. They're switching to other crops. Um, but I switch from jump from topic to topic. But yeah, the organic farming, because it's so big, people don't want to put chemicals and altered things into their bodies, that it's really cool that the tobacco farms were able to be utilized right away. They didn't have to wait the 5 or 10 years. Ryan, you are so right. The whole judge a book by its cover thing, which I'm very guilty of. I'll go to a store and I look at the cover, and if it's an interesting cover, if it's good artwork, then I might read the back. Or if it's an author I know, then I'll read the back. But when it comes to people, you can't do that, because some of my best friends, they dress very corporate. They dress very different than me. They're very astute and quiet and conservative looking. But if you talk to them and get to know them, you find that you might have something in common. And even if you don't have something in common, you might really just enjoy that person. Or maybe you might have music in common, or maybe you might have just things to chat about. It's really awesome to stop and talk to someone and get to know them. and really, show that friendship love. That's another thing I wanted to touch on, John, is yes, he's missing. That's why I'm wearing his Chiefs sweatshirt. He is actually doing some recovery work for his company. I don't know if you guys remember the hurricane a few weeks ago in the Gulf in Florida. Well, they have a bunch of underwater equipment for, underwater wires, underwater buoys and things. I don't exactly know what they all do. Sometimes it's for communication, sometimes it's for the oil industry. So he's out there right now scanning the Gulf on the coast of Florida and trying to do recovery efforts on some of their equipment and fix their equipment. So he's gone for a couple weeks, but he's, that's not his full-time job, but when they need extra hands, he'll go, and he gets paid extra for it. So um, we kind of need that for Christmas. It's not a big deal. We're pretty okay right now. Oh, also, I keep forgetting an update on the Peaches. If you guys didn't know what was going on with the Peaches, or if you did, they were in a pretty volatile situation with some of the neighbors that they had in the house that was turned in a bunch of flats. And we were able to raise some money to get them out of that situation before it escalated into something violent. They'd been cornered by these people. So that situation is fixed, and they have some other health issues they're dealing with, but they are doing well. They are out of that situation. They are safe. They have some good neighbors now where they have moved away from that situation. So the Peaches are doing awesome. Another awesome thing about the YTPC is everybody helps each other and reaches out to each other, and even when nobody's asked. And does anybody have an update on Danny Shore and his health? Or there's another gentleman who was going through chemo for his cancer, and his name escapes me right now, but I haven't seen any of his videos lately. The last one I saw, his hair was growing back out, and his name is escaping me. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? No, yes, no. I can't remember his name. I do know that he hasn't really been smoking on his channel because he just gives health updates once in a while. But does anybody have any updates on Danny Shore or the other gentleman? I'm so horrible with names sometimes. Does anybody have any updates? How is everybody else this morning? How is your health? How is your family? Nobody's commenting. I think everybody's getting busy and having to go do their Sunday stuff. So, and this is my second bowl that I've smoked. I didn't load the second one as much as I did the first one. So I am out, and I'm gonna wait for a little while to smoke another one. And I'm gonna go make myself some more coffee and sit out here and enjoy the cool weather. You guys can contact me. The Peaches, yeah, they're doing good. They're doing a lot better. They've moved, and I'm very, very happy. I've known Anna since middle school, and she's always been such a unique, amazing, artistic individual. And her and I were vastly different. And she introduced me to some amazing music, and which I still listen to today. And they're doing so much better. And she'd give someone the shirt off her back. So the fact that everybody in the community reached out to them and helped and sent them messages and whatnot, really, it's just I'm at a loss for words. Yeah, spending time with friends and family is awesome, Ryan. I'm glad you get to do that. I'm hoping for Thanksgiving we'll have a few people over here, but for Christmas for sure we're gonna have. I have some friends that are going out of state, but I do have some friends coming into state, so that's gonna be cool. And I'm hoping some of my New Mexico friends and family will head out this direction. Oh, my cousin's having a baby. It's my mom's twin's first grandchild, and she's spoiled my kids rotten. Um, my Aunt Terry, her son is having a is having his first baby with his wife, and I'm just super happy and excited about that. Um, I'm not going to be able to see any of that family. They're out in Florida, but they've not met Skip yet. So I'm kind of hoping that we'll be able to go out there so Skip can meet that side of the family. But holidays are awesome. Holidays are awesome for getting together with your family. And I am tapped out, you guys. And I've been on for 55 minutes. See how I cannot wait to be able to go to a pipe meetup with a bunch of you, because I would love to sit and have conversations. I feel like sometimes on the channel we really get to know each other, but the communication kind of seems a little one-sided. And so thank you guys so much for everything you do, for your content, for the sharing of information, for tuning into my videos, even though I'm kind of silly. And I'm missing Skip, but he'll be back soon, so I'm okay with that. We all got to do what we got to do. We should have a Texas meetup, like, soon. There are so many of us in Texas. I know Derek Tant's out in, he's about 6 hours away. You're about 3 hours north of me, because we're in the North Houston suburbs. We're in the Woodlands, Spring, Conroe area. And my brother also lives in Fort Worth, but he doesn't smoke a pipe. So my actual brother, one of my three brothers, lives in Fort Worth. So I would absolutely love to get to a meetup. I know that there's been several lately. There's a couple out in California at one right now. There was one in Tennessee a few weeks back. So OTC and Catholic Homesteader. Okay, awesome. You know what? We should put it out there. Someone needs to get it together, and we can maybe find a pipe show and put it around, like, time it around a pipe show, and maybe find some places that will allow us to go and meet there and smoke pipes on their patio. I know we do have a local place that rolls cigars, and everybody's welcome to go sit out in their patio. They have a beer garden. They have double barrel whiskey there. Phenomenal group of guys that owns that place. So if we want to have it here, that I have some connections here. But if we want to have it more centralized, or maybe up, towards Dallas and Fort Worth, that would be doable as well. So I know the annual show in Fort Worth or in Dallas. I think I saw something about that. But we're going to a Comic-Con for our kids. It's an anime comic convention, or manga or whatever. Okay, yeah, it was in Fort Worth. Well, the anime convention is for our kids, and I love comic conventions. I dress up. We all dress up and cosplay. But we're going to it November 30th through December 2nd. We're going to be at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport for that. So maybe we can meet up for dinner or something that weekend. So, all right, you guys, I have a minute left before I've been on for an hour, so I should probably get off. So yeah, Jeffrey, I will message you. Are you on Instagram? Because if you're on Instagram, then I can message you there. I know we have a group chat going here on YouTube, but I don't know how to add people. Okay, so if we're following each other, just message me and we'll start discussing it. John, thank you for joining us. I will definitely keep watching your videos. And if anybody wants a hat, let me know. Message me. We could do trades. We could do buys. I'm very, very flexible in that manner. So if anybody needs hats now that winter's here, let me know. I have these ones. I do the regular beanies, and I do the beanies with the beards if you don't have a beard. So I find a lot of women like those ones too, because they keep your face warm. So you guys have an awesome, awesome weekend. Ryan says thank you. Have a lovely Sunday. From York, Pennsylvania. You know who else is in Pennsylvania is Tobacco Man 007. And he's from Ireland, and he's living in Philadelphia, I believe. Oh, my Instagram name is the same. It's the Piping Artist Stuff on Instagram. So, oh, you're up there as well? See, we're gonna have to do one up there as well, and just go because I miss Philly. I lived in Philly once when I was in my 20s for about 7, 8 months. So I guess it doesn't count because I wasn't there for a whole year. But we should totally do a Pennsylvania meetup because there's plenty of you guys up there too. All right, well, you guys, I could sit here and chat with you guys forever, but I'm gonna let you go. Let me know whenever you guys are doing. Let me know when that meetup up in Philly or Pennsylvania, wherever it is in Pennsylvania. Let me know when that meetup's going on. Maybe we can, Skip and I could come up for that one. We'll try for sure. And you guys let me know whenever you guys have live videos. I love jumping on to your videos and chatting with people live. That's always really fun. So you guys have a really great Sunday. Stay warm. Let me know if you need hats. Hugs, you guys, and thank you for including this, silly woman in your pipe club. Oh, hi, LaDon. I was just about to get off. We're all shutting down, LaDon. Definitely, if any of you guys do a live video, we'll jump on there and everybody can talk to you at that point. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today.